What are the chances of passing Shanghai's tougher new driving test? We'll tell you. A reporter recalls her experience driving through the Sichuan earthquake zone a week ago. And thousands of people in Shanghai use their feet to raise awareness of breast cancer. Good evening and welcome to this weekend edition of Shanghai Live, and I'm your host, Zhang Jieying. This was day one for the city's new driver's license exam, which has 4 more items. When it was announced last month, some people said it would be more difficult to pass. Zhang Qing reports on the first day results.
At the Nanhui Exam Center in Pudong, more than 170 people were the first to take the new exam. Many said the new items involve more practical situations in daily driving. For example, drivers should turn their headlights on when entering a tunnel and turn them off when they leave. At an expressway toll gate, they should leave a 20 to 50 centimeter gap between the vehicle and the toll taker. But some test takers weren't ready for all that.
I'm nervous. Any mistake can cause you to fail the whole test. A lot of people quit studying after seeing such a tough test.
This woman was overjoyed after learning she had scored high enough.
I called my parents and my instructor and told them that I had passed. Just as my instructor said, these new procedures are not hard. You just need to be careful. After all, they are practical.
Just over half the people who took the test in Nanhui passed it. That's lower than the 70% passing rate with the old test during the same period last year. But it's about the same as the pass-fail rate so far this year. Zhang Qing, Shanghai Live.
Police have finally cleared the wreckage of a gas tanker accident on the Outer Ring Road in suburban Pudong that killed 1 person and injured another around 10 last night. Police say the tanker was carrying more than 13 tons of liquefied petroleum gas when it crashed into several barriers and light poles and overturned. The person sitting next to the driver was killed immediately. Because of concerns over a possible explosion, cleanup crews waited until daylight today to begin their work and finally removed the truck at around 11 this morning. 2 weeks after the devastating earthquake hit the city of Ya'an, some of the area's roads are still closed. The road linking Lushan and Baoxing is only open to northbound traffic in the morning. Anybody wanting to go south from Baoxing to Lushan must do it in the afternoon. But that's already a big improvement from the way things were just after the quake. Our reporter Xu Fengliang, who spent more than a week in the quake zone, recalls some of that experience tonight, including a trip a week ago that she calls the longest of her life.
I first met Zhang Xiaoqiang and his co-workers 3 days after the earthquake. They work for the Sichuan Cable TV network, and they were in Baoxing County to distribute 100 solar-powered TV sets. At a stadium that had become a temporary home for thousands of people, Zhang and his group were helping set up the receivers to provide timely information about earthquake relief. One man told me he was grateful because TV was so important at such a critical time.
I came back to Baoxing right after the earthquake because my family was here, but the earthquake knocked out most utilities, so I haven't watched TV since then. Over the past 2 days, I finally realized how important TV can be, especially at this moment, because that's how we get to learn about the rescue work and the location of supplies.
And then I began the longest journey of my life. Police had given the TV team permission to drive the 30 kilometers from Lushan to Baoxing, and Zhang let ICS cameraman Xiaqi and me ride along. But we were not allowed to take the same road. Instead, we had to make a detour of more than 400 kilometers in order to reach Lushan again. Authorities insisted on that for safety reasons. They worried that the two-lane road could be easily blocked by landslides or mudslides, especially since Ya'an is known as the city of rain. But even the alternate routes did not make for a completely safe and pleasant trip. We had to drive over 2 mountains on roads that looked like this. From time to time, we saw wrecked cars along the roadside. From time to time, rocks of all sizes fell off the mountains, and some of them hit our truck. Zhang Xiaoqiang didn't talk much during the ride. The altitude was making his high blood pressure worse. We drove almost all night as the trucks bounced along a road littered with fallen rocks.
Honestly, the drive is tough for us, but we don't have any other choices. Taking supplies like TVs, beds and tents to the quick hit area is urgent.
Our convoy finally got back to Lushan County after a trip that lasted 16 hours but seemed even longer. But Zhang's journey wasn't over. After fixing a broken headlight and loading up a second batch of supplies, his team was heading out to Baoxing again. That trip would take about an hour and then another 16 hours to return. 许方亮, Shanghai Live.
A court in southwestern Shanghai's Xuhui district has rejected the Christine Bakery's request to indict a female university student for hurting its reputation. The court denied the bakery's request for 1 million yuan compensation from the student. Last April, the young woman said online that health authorities had shut down a creamery based in suburban Jingshan district because it was using industrial oil and waste cooking oil in its products. The creamery is a supplier for many well-known bakery brands in Shanghai, including Christine. The court said the student did post such unreal statements online, but did not intend to harm Christine's reputation. And it said that as a famous brand, Christine is obligated to be questioned by consumers. Nearly 3,000 people jogged and walked around Century Park in Pudong this morning to raise breast cancer awareness and to urge people to lead healthier lives. Our reporter Zhang Jun has a look.
Many people arrived at the park an hour ahead of the 9 a.m. start. Organizers required all participants to wear pink t-shirts and write their health goals on the back. About half were foreigners living here.
How do you feel?
I feel great. I feel really motivated and dedicated. It's good. It feels good.
I feel great supporting breast cancer. It's a wonderful cause. There's a lot of people here and it's a great fun.
And lots of men were there as well.
For my family, we are active and we are fit, and so we hope to continue the active lifestyles and to pass it on to our children so that they may grow up to be healthy and stable.
Most people finished the 5-kilometer course that combined running and walking in about half an hour. The organizer says the reason for the run was more than just exercising or having fun.
As 1 in 8 women throughout their lifetime will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Most breast cancer awareness organizations out there, they focus on the medical side. More than aware is what you do before and after the doctor's visit. So what do you do personally to be the CEO of your own health plan?
The city's Disease Prevention Institute says last year, breast cancer was the #1 cause of death from cancer for women in Shanghai. Researchers say that's the case in many Western countries as well. Zhang Jun, Shanghai Live.
Many young people in Shanghai took part in a treasure hunt today at the city's Urban Planning Exhibition Center downtown to celebrate Youth Day. The game was designed by the China Maritime Museum in Pudong, which is also displaying its collections to show people some of the city's shipping history. Chen Tingjie reports.
The exhibition tells about Shanghai's shipping history from the port opening in the late 19th century to the present. The treasure hunt even had a version in English. Participants had to find the answers among the exhibits. Lu Zhefeng said it required careful study. The most interesting question was what product was imported, made in through Shanghai after the port opened. The answer is cotton textiles. It wasn't very obvious,
so I had to look for it through the pictures and articles. The treasure hunt made me visit the exhibition with fun and deeper impressions.
Lu got a gift for getting all the correct answers. It's the first time that the China Maritime Museum in Pudong has displayed all of its exhibits, so people can learn more about the history of the city's sea trade. One American visitor said it was a good idea to see more culture instead of just skyscrapers.
We were just visiting Shanghai. We're here for a wedding, and we just wanted to learn a little more about Shanghai, so we came here to look through the exhibit. It's a well-known port city in the rest of the world, Shanghai is. Yes, it is. Just how it started out and how it was here in the 20s and 30s. I'm surprised there was that much activity. It was that big a city.
And the treasure hunt wasn't the only thing that attracted visitors.
I'm interested in the Shanghai dialect words that came from English. It's part of old Shanghai. I heard some from my parents, and I can see if the words are correct this time.
The exhibition is attracting more than 1,000 visitors a day and will run until the end of June. For reporter Liu Renzhi, I'm Chen Tingjie, Shanghai Live.
And that's all for today's edition of Shanghai Live. Thank you for watching. You're a great company. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.